Hello dear viewers. Welcome to my channel. On to today's topic, we'll be diving into the elemental power of water. I'll be classifying into specializations the wide array of potential abilities that characters can possess through water manipulation. Hopefully, the information provided in this video is useful for you, and serve as a comprehensive guide of what's possible for water element. And if you are interested, you can also watch my previous elemental videos. Thanks. Let's start right away with the most basic specialization of the water element, which we will just name water/hydro. With the hydro specialization, the user employs pure or mostly pure water in its liquid state. The most common uses of this specialization would be using water as projectiles to hit the target accurately, similar to a water gun. The water can also be used as a jet beam, which is highly destructive but can also possess very high cutting capabilities if the water jet is sufficiently pressurized. This same water jet can also be used as a propulsion mechanism to move from one place to another and even fly. The user can create water attacks that have similar effects as a bomb, but instead of releasing bursts of flames after exploding, it releases large amounts of water at very high speed to the surroundings, which can impact the target heavily. A more precise alternative would be creating water bubbles that explode upon touching the target. Besides water attacks, the user can also create defensive water barriers to slow down incoming attacks. Water can also be used to restrain the target by trapping them inside a body of water, making it difficult for the target to escape due to the liquid properties of the water. It's also possible to create a water platform to move around and even fly. Next, we have the ice specialization, which is sometimes considered an element distinct from water and media, but it also makes a fair amount of sense as a specialization of the water element. Essentially, the user is able to decrease the temperature of water and ice at will, allowing the user to convert between ice and water, and vice versa. The user can create ice constructs offensively, such as spikes or hail like ice balls. Although the offensive capabilities of ice are high, the real strength lies in the ability to restrict the targets by freezing them directly with ice or very cold water. It's also possible to generate snow, which, in general, is weaker than ice but comparatively, can also be easier to manipulate and change form. A strong application of snow would be generating a snow avalanche. Other more supportive applications include creating a snow decoy, using snow to conceal their bodies, or creating a golem made of snow and ice. Naturally, ice can also be used as a defensive barrier. Next, we have the opposite of the ice spec, the heat-water specialization. With this, the user increases the temperature of water and steam at will. The user can generate scalding water at very high temperatures without transitioning into its gas state, at a maximum range of 100 degrees Celsius (210 degrees Fahrenheit) under normal conditions. Although with enough mastery, the temperature limit can be increased even more. Water at these temperatures can burn and scald the target. The user can also generate superheated steam that can go well beyond 100 degrees Celsius, and due to it being a gas, it can damage sensitive organs from the target upon breathing the vapor. If skillful enough, the user can generate highly pressurized vapor to increase the range of attack and its offensive capabilities. This same pressurized steam can be used as a way to propel the user's movement and even fly. Naturally, this requires higher mastery over steam. Lastly, the vapor can be used as a screen to hide the target or the user, similarly to mist. Now we move on to the water molecular specialization, or H2O Spec, which essentially is the ability to control any liquid that is partially composed of water/H2O. This includes the control of various miscellaneous liquids that contain water, such as milk, beer, coffee, tea, sodas, etc. With this specialization, the user may be limited to only control the already existing sources of liquid but not create them. The user can also control mud, which is denser than water, making mud attacks overall stronger than usual, but also slower. By controlling the water inside plants, the user can have limited control over their movement as well, and use them for whatever desired purposes. But the application of this specialization with the most potential, and also the one that requires the most mastery, is the ability to control blood. This allows the user to increase the blood flow of themselves or the target, to speed up the transportation of nutrients and oxygen in the entire body, giving a temporary physical boost to the target akin to having a surge of adrenaline, and also increases healing speed from wounds. Still, the user must be careful not to increase the blood flow too much, as it can cause negative effects over the body, such as hemorrhages. The user can also prevent blood loss from wounds by keeping it inside the body, and if the user has a very elevated mastery over blood, they can have limited control over others living beings' body by controlling the blood inside them. Finally, blood can be used as a piercing attack, but this may be limited to having an existing source of blood close to the user, Although due to the denser property of blood, it has higher offensive capabilities than just water. Lastly, we have the H2O specialization, which involves the manipulation at a very large scale of the already existing water on the planet, such as lakes, oceans, rivers, etc. This spec requires significant mastery over the water element, but proves to be an immense source of power. The user is capable of using aqua power, referring to the control over the energy that flows through water bodies, glaciers, rain, and other natural events involving water or subproducts made of it. This same aqua power can be used as fuel for other water abilities, which can improve their power greatly, or be used as generic energy attacks. The user is also capable of crafting the hydrosphere of a planet, which includes the ability to generate and control rain floods, clouds, tidal waves, and even ice-related phenomena. With enough mastery, they can generate very powerful whirlpools, and even tsunamis. Now that we have concluded the exploration of specializations, we will move on to the last section, which encompasses what I refer to as universal abilities. These abilities are fundamental for the manipulation of the water element and can be seamlessly integrated with all specializations. They serve as indicators of the user's overall mastery of the water element. Let's briefly explain what each ability accomplishes. Water control. The user is only capable of manipulating already existing water or H2O but not creating them. The range of water manipulation and transformation of its shapes and forms depends on the user's mastery. Water generation. The user can create water, or other related substances such as ice by themselves. The amount of exertion to create them depends on the user's mastery. Water empowerment. The user experiences an increase in individual power in the presence of the water element. The specific conditions and overall power boost rely on the user's mastery. Water enhancement. The user can increase and exceed the natural levels of different attributes of the water element and its abilities. For example, with enough power, the user can decrease the temperature of ice and water to absolute zero, or increase the boiling point of the water to much higher levels, countering attacks such as fire. It's also possible to increase the temperature of water to extreme levels, without transitioning into steam. Naturally, the exertion required for the element enhancement depends on the user. Water sense. The user can detect the water element, or any other H2O source. Depending on the user's mastery, it is possible to detect the amount and properties. Water immunity. The user is resistant to the water element, meaning that any water-based attacks are reduced. If strong enough, the user can be immune to any water elemental attack. Water element link. Due to an exceptional link with the water element, the user possesses a variety of abilities that go beyond just the control of water substances. The user is capable of transforming their own body into water, ice, or other substances with H2O components. By being one with the water element, the user can swim through it and other similar substances seamlessly. The user can also teleport to any elemental water source. The user can absorb the water element to increase their own power, and also can bestow control over the water element to others. Special water abilities. With enough mastery, the user is capable of changing, on a conceptual level, the attributes of the water element. For example, the user can make liquid water invulnerable to freezing or boiling, or make it able to affect incorporeal targets, or combine the water element with other normally unmixable substances. It is also possible to use water to heal wounds and purify the target of undesirable attributes. The limits and uses depend on the user's mastery and power. That would be do for this video. Hopefully you find this information useful. Any requests or advices are welcome. Thank you for watching, and have a nice life, viewer. Smiley face.